Welcome back to Switch South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and you know what? I wish I could play this song the whole time, but unfortunately, for the obvious reasons on YouTube, I unfortunately can't. So before I tell you about the car, I want you guys to know something. My favorite music genre is gospel. Gospel is number one for me. But enough about that. Welcome back to Switch South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, in proud collaboration with Change Cars and all things motoring. Today, I bring you a car that is quite expensive and I wouldn't recommend that you buy, but if you really do like it, it's a good vehicle. So today I'm inside the OPEL Corsa. So those that are wondering, actually, because I've gotten this question over the past week, I've had it. Those that are wondering, is Opel back in the country? Yes, it's back in the country. Obviously now it's under Stellantis. It's not standing on its own. So Stellantis is a group. Stellantis group, it has Peugeot, Citroen, Alfa, Jeep, and a few other vehicles that I obviously can't remember off the top of my head right now. So the OPEL Corsa that I'm in, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it, from the exterior look of the vehicle, interior look of the vehicle, cost of ownership and overall drive of the vehicle, and why I think you shouldn't get it and just opt for the competition. So the OPEL Corsa, exterior look of the vehicle, the car looks good. So this is the facelifted model. I had the pre-facelift on test in the year 2021 in the color blue. So I really did like this vehicle. I still do. I really do like this vehicle. The only thing obviously that gets me about this vehicle is the price, and we'll speak about it later. But from the exterior look of the vehicle, it looks good. They didn't change too much in terms of the front. The front, they just added a different front grille and a different set of headlamps. So speaking about the front grille, I've been receiving a lot of questions from people that, as I'm driving, is this car electric? Looking just from the front. That being because the front grille is kind of closed off, and for cooling they use the lower part of the bumper. So that's something that I actually do like. It looks good in front. Side profile of the vehicle is okay. It's quite sporty. It looks good. Moving on to the back of the vehicle, you get these lovely chrome surrounded twin tail pipes at the back, and they look good. For sound purposes, they do not have a sound. So I've also received this question: does this car vroepa? Because they're seeing the dual exhaust at the back. Unfortunately not. This car does not vroepa, but this car does move. We'll obviously speak about that in driving impressions. From the back, they haven't changed much. Obviously just touched a bit of the lighting there, but overall the car does look pretty similar to his pre-facelift model. Jumping into the interior of the vehicle, for me personally, judging off what I remember from the pre-facelift, there is no difference in terms of the interior. The interior still looks pretty much the same, and not that it's a bad thing or anything like that. I do like the interior of this vehicle. It's very simple. You get this digital instrument cluster up front. You get this touchscreen infotainment system. Unfortunately, this touchscreen infotainment system does not support wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It supports wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So I've been speaking about my gripe with wireless Android Auto, with wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and people said in the comments, you guys keep saying that wired is better because your phone battery lasts longer, it's much more efficient, all of those stuff. Let me explain to you why I prefer wireless CarPlay. Right, first thing, I don't want my phone to be charging forever. So if I'm doing a 4-hour drive and I want to be with CarPlay, my phone needs to be plugged in for 4 hours. My phone doesn't take 4 hours to get to full capacity. An hour at max, my phone is full. Now my phone is just charging on end and all that stuff for an extra hour. You're killing my phone battery by doing that. That's one thing why I don't like it. The other thing, the inconvenience of having a cable with you all the time. Sometimes you leave the cable at home. You get in the car. Oh, boom. You can't connect because you don't have the cable. So something that's my gripe about this. You guys will tell me your gripe. Well, you've told me your gripes about wireless CarPlay, but that's just my 2 cents about it. Moving on from the touchscreen infotainment system to the lower end of things, for a change, your climate control is selected here at the bottom. Although you do have options to select your direction in the infotainment system, that's my only problem about this car. They should have kept the whole climate control outside the infotainment system, because there is blank buttons down here that could have fitted for those extra bits and pieces of climate control that's in the infotainment system. So Opel could have done much better in that regard. So the seats, you do not get leather seats across the Opel range. So there's three models to choose from. There's a Life, there's an Edition, and there's the one I'm in, the GS line. So unfortunately, you do not get leather seats. It's not, for me, it's not a train smash because the seats feel good. I like the seats. They also give off this bucket style seat. They feel good. They're very hugging as well. So for those sporty drives you want to do, the car, though, the seats will keep you into place. Moving on to the back seats. The back seats are not the biggest of seats. Remember, you need to remember that you're sitting in a hatchback, so the seats are not the biggest of seats, unfortunately, in terms of leg room capacity and headroom. Moving on to the boot capacity. The boot capacity is sufficient enough for me. I've been able to put my ball bags in there for coaching, my kids boot bag, and kit bag. So it's for a hatchback, the boot is sufficient enough, and it is quite deep, so that is something that of interest. So it's decent enough. I'll put the capacities in liters on the screen for you guys. Now let's move on to the drive of the vehicle and what you can expect, right? So the one I'm in is the GS line. Starts off at a Corsa Lite. The Corsa Lite produces 74 kilowatts through a 6-speed manual. Then you get an Edition, produces the exact same. Obviously, the differences between the Life and the Edition is spec in terms of things that one has, the other one doesn't. If you are looking for a more powerful one and an automatic, you need to opt for the one I'm in, which is the GS line. The one I'm in comes in a 96 kilowatt engine, 1.2. Unfortunately, you can't get a manual here, and if you want an automatic, this is the only one you can get it in. So you can get an automatic with the Corsa Lite or the Corsa Edition, and that's where it kind of gets a bit, for me, and the pricing, that's where it comes into place now, because you're forcing people to move from 374,000 rand up to 460,000 rand for just an automatic. So if you want an Opel Corsa, you love the Opel Corsa, but you want it in an automatic, you need to cough out 460,000 rand. There is nothing less than 460,000 rand brand new that you can get an Opel Corsa for. So that's my gripe about that. At least they could have offered at least an automatic in the Edition line. Put the price at just above 400 rand. Maybe you have something to fight for. But overall, the overall pricing of the vehicle, that's where I'm not a fan about, but I'll speak about that in a bit. I just want us to go back to the driving impressions of the one I'm in. So the one I'm in is the most sportier versions across all the three models. Hence, it has the twin tailpipes at the back. It feels very good. Like, even driving dynamics of it, like, it's a very sporty car, and it goes. That's 96 kilowatt moves. Like, it actually goes. So in that regard of driving, the car's a very good car to drive. It's powered by it's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. The transmission is not the quickest, but it's not the slowest. It gets the job done. Fuel efficiency of the vehicle is quite good, actually. I've done over 500 Ks and I'm still left with 160 kilometers to empty, and I've not been driving fuel efficient most of the time because I've been having fun with the sportiness of this vehicle, because it does feel quite sporty. And speaking of the sportiness of the vehicle, and why I think the pricing kind of got wrong, and I'll keep mentioning pricing. So the people that don't know this car, that have asked me about this car, they don't ask me, does this car compete with the normal Polo? They kept saying, does this car compete with the Polo GTI? Does this car Vrpa, right? So obviously there's a market for that. So the Polo GTI is sitting alone in that market, where it's a Vrpa, it's a powerful hot hatch. It's currently, right now, if I'm not mistaken, it's sitting alone. So I get why people expected this one to be that competitor, and unfortunately it's not that competitor. It competes with the normal 1 liter Polos, and for the price, it's in and around the Polos. It's more expensive than some Polos, it's cheaper than some Polos, but for the petrol head person, 460,000 rand, I can go and get a demo model Polo GTI. That's what a petrol head thinks, or that's what I think, right? Let's speak about the pricing of the vehicle now. So the Opel Corsa Lite starts at 374,000 rand. The one I'm in is 460,000 rand. You can't option out anything on the vehicle. The car comes as is, so you can't add a sunroof, for example. The car does not have a glass sliding sunroof, so it comes as is. And for 460,000 rand, looking at what it competes with, you are asking a lot from people to go ahead and buy this vehicle. Because one, it competes with the people's car, the Polo. The Polo is the people's car, hence you see it on the road so much, because people love the Polo. That's one. It competes with right now. Hyundai also launched facelifted their i20. There's the i20. There's from the same family. There's the Peugeot 208. That also is a very good vehicle. So there's quite a number of vehicles in this segment for people to choose from, and people to choose that over this. If Opel wanted to sell this vehicle, for me, keep everything the same, offer a few more automatic models on the lower spectrum, lower models, right, and take the pricing down. For me, if you want to sell a vehicle, for me, this one that I'm sitting has no business being 460,000 rand. At maximum, let's say 420,000 rand. Then you're playing around. Now you have people questioning, okay, should I get a Polo? Should I get a Hyundai? Should I get that? Because now they'll be like, hey, but there's that OPEL Corsa. But at the current pricing of those OPEL Corsa, people will be like, I would rather just get a Polo, because it's the same price as a Polo. It's more expensive than some Polos. It's cheaper than the other Polo. But people will just say, I'd rather get the Polo. So you need to price a vehicle cheaper than its competitor so that people can say, actually, this is actually good value for money, and then they'll opt for this vehicle. So that's my gripe about the pricing of the vehicle. But overall, this car is a good vehicle. So if you take the one I'm in and you finance it over a period of 5 years, which is 60 months, at an interest rate of 12.25% with no deposit, no balloon payment, monthly, you're looking at paying 10,200 rand for this vehicle. That's before insurance, that's before petrol. So easily in a month, you're looking at paying anything between 13,000 and 14,000 for this vehicle, and that is a lot of money. And that's where I kind of leave this review, because I'm kind of a bit speechless. It's a very good car, don't get me wrong, it's a very good car. If someone came to me and said, Nikki, I'd like to buy the Opel Corsa, I'll be like, you know what, if you have the money, go ahead and buy it. And speaking of the Opel Corsa, there's the Peugeot 208, a very good car. It was there. So I'd say go ahead and buy it. If you're not looking at anything else, definitely go ahead and buy it. But if you have other cars to look at, I'd definitely say choose wisely, look elsewhere, look at the amount of money you'll be spending, and just wonder for yourself, is it worth the money? Thank you for watching another review from Nicky Nash. No? Yes, thank you for watching another review. I'm Nicky Nash from South Africa, in proud collaboration with Change Cars and all things motoring. I hope you guys are liking the content, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting month in August. There's a few cars that are coming that are gonna shake up the channel. But yeah, I hope you guys did like the content. I'll see you in the next one. Signing out. No, I'm Nicky Nash and I'm signing out.